Traveling is one of the best things in life, and there are many ways to fill up your passport. But going to some of the most interesting places will give you more than just pictures for Instagram. From tall trees that have been blown over by the wind, to caves that glow, to a place that looks like the Eye of Sauron, to pink lakes that do not taste like strawberries. Nature, and sometimes the actions of people, can be strange and tricky. Welcome back to our channel Travel Tales. In today's video, we will share with you 25 unearthly, jaw-dropping, and eye-popping places that you can pin for your future adventure list. So without any delay, let's dive in. Cappadocia, in the middle of Turkey, is like a scene from a fairy tale. It is a beautiful place to visit because it has both natural and man-made beauty. The area is made up of 5 provinces with beautiful desert landscapes full of rock chimneys, rolling hills, and deep valleys that reflect the early morning light. Mount Roraima, Venezuela. When you see Mount Roraima in person, you can feel it. You may have seen it before because a popular screensaver showed the famous plateau above the clouds. The mountain is surrounded by sharp cliffs that lead to a flat top that is 1,300 feet above everything else. The unique geography affects the weather on a small scale, which is why there are often clouds around the edge of the plateau. Hung Hani Rice Terraces in China. From above, the Hung Hani Rice Terraces look like something Jackson Pollock would have made, but it's really a complicated system of rice terraces that cover 1,000,000 acres at the foot of the Ilau Mountains. Since more than 1,200 years ago, the terraces have been catching the water as it rolls down to the valley below. Meteora, Greece. Meteora is one of the most important archaeological sites in Greece. It is a group of monasteries from the 9th century that are surrounded by ancient monoliths. There are a total of 6 beautiful monasteries that show how people in ancient Greece lived. The Meteora Cliffs were always meant to be seen as a place where God was. It's far away, quiet, and has a spiritual feel to it. Salar de Uyuni, Bolivia. The largest salt flats of the world are often called the Bolivia Salt Flats, but their real name is Salar de Uyuni. The famous natural wonder is in the high desert plains of the country's southwest. It is known as the world's largest mirror because of a natural phenomenon there. Cenotes of the Yucatan, Mexico. Alongside Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula, there are a lot of beautiful cenotes that offer some of the best diving experiences. Cenotes are usually found in places where there is a lot of limestone. This makes underground swimming holes with fresh water, marine life, and plants. Each cenote has its own character, whether it's an open-air cave or a cave that goes all the way down and has huge stalactites hanging from the ceiling. Antelope Canyon, Arizona, in the USA. Antelope Canyon is a narrow passageway with some of the most beautiful scenery on Earth. It was shaped perfectly by rain and wind over thousands of years. At its narrowest point, the Slot Canyon is only 3 feet wide, even though it has already dropped up to 100 feet. As soon as you step into the upper canyon or the lower canyon, you will feel like you are in a different world. Lençóis Maranhenses, Brazil. The combination of dunes and lagoons in Lençóis Maranhenses is hard to describe in words. At the same time, they are very different, but they work well together. You won't get it until you stand on the golden dunes and look at the turquoise water. The big group of dunes is spread out over an interesting rolling area. Whitehaven Beach with Sunday Island, Australia. Whitehaven Beach is one of the most beautiful places on Earth. It is near the famous Great Barrier Reef, and for good reason. The beach is always clean and is good for the environment. The bright white sands lead to calm seas that hide a lively world below the surface. Whitehaven is only 30 minutes from Whitsunday Island, which is easy to get to. This is unusual for a paradise like this. Danakil Depression in Ethiopia. The Danakil Depression is the hottest place on Earth. It is in the northern part of the Afar Triangle in Ethiopia. Under the surface, continental drift has made one of the strangest and most otherworldly landscapes that you'll ever see on your travels. At its warmest, the Danakil Depression can reach over 130 degrees Fahrenheit. Kelimutu Lakes, Indonesia. The Kelimutu Lakes are 3 alpine lakes on Flores Island. They are surrounded by thick vegetation and lava-burned rocks, but these lakes are nothing like other bodies of water. because the chemicals in the water change often. The color of the water can change as many as 6 times a year. Dead Blay in Namibia. Dead Blay, also called Dead Marsh, is a strange but amazing place to visit. It has one of the largest sand dunes on Earth and a petrified forest. Clay in the ground has caused the dunes to rust over time. Because of this, some of the trees, which are as old as 1,000 years, have turned to stone and are frozen in time, while others are dying under the endless sun. Underwater waterfall, Mauritius. From above, Mauritius underwater waterfall is one of the most strange things that you can see. In the middle of the Indian Ocean, near the edge of a lush island, the waterfall falls down a deep crevice into the deep blue water. If you're still trying to figure it out, don't worry, it's just a trick of the eye. With a drop of 2.5 miles, it would be the tallest waterfall in the world. Chocolate Hills, the Philippines. The Chocolate Hills are a group of more than 1,000 hills in the Philippines. During the dry season in Bohol, the hills turn a chocolate brown color. Many people would think that they were made by people because they are all over lush forests and look the same, like giant termite mounds. Instead, the mounds were made over thousands of years by the wear and tear of limestone. The Pinnacles, Australia. The Pinnacles are a rare geological formation in Australia. They are in Nambug National Park in Western Australia. The Pinnacles are 2 hours north of Perth. They are made of limestone that was left behind when the ocean went away over 25,000 years ago. Erosion also had a hand in shaping each pinnacle into a work of art. These pillars are made of thick deposits and old seashells. Larungar, Tibet, China. Larungar is the biggest monastery in the world. It is in Sichuan province and is home to 4,000 monks and nuns. Since it was founded in 1980, Larungar has grown a lot, and now it is a red hill with tiny terracotta homes on it. You need a sense of adventure if you want to travel. It's a hard way to get there. El Peñón de Guatapé, Colombia. El Peñón de Guatapé is a huge rock that rises from the bottom of a valley. It weighs 10 million tons and is more than 1,000 feet tall. The Tahamis worship the rock for hundreds of years. When the first known ascents were made in 1954, it became a popular place to visit. Today, you can climb up a series of scary stairs to the top of the 650-foot-tall giant and take in postcard-worthy views along the way. Plitvice Lakes, Croatia. The Plitvice Lakes are one of the most beautiful places in the world. They are in the largest national park in Croatia. The lakes are separated into terraces made of travertine and surrounded by a dense rainforest where rare birds, bears, and wolves live. The lakes are the main attraction. Their water is as clear as the water in the Caribbean or in a cenote. Svartifoss, Iceland. The Svartifoss is a must-see because it is both a waterfall and a group of interesting basalt columns. The name Black Falls comes from the burnt lava that stands like a huge organ behind a curtain of white water. To get to the falls, you have to walk a mile and go up more than 350 feet in elevation. Ta Prohm Temple, Angkor. Ta Prohm was built almost 900 years ago. It is also known as the Tomb Raider Temple. Today, the return of the rainforest is slowly destroying the old temple. It is a beautiful mix of natural and man-made beauty that will stay with you. Many of the temples around Angkor have been destroyed, but Ta Prohm still stands as a reminder of how things should be. Waitomo Glowworm Caves, New Zealand. Visitors can find New Zealand's version of the cenotes in the Yucatan on the North Island. The Waitomo Glowworm Caves are a complex network of caves, underground rivers, and sinkholes. They are less than 3 hours from Auckland. The glowworms that hang from the ceiling and shine among the stalactites are the best part. Phang Nga Bay in Thailand. Phang Nga Bay has some of the best paddling in the world. It is surrounded by rough cliffs and interesting caves. It has been a national park since 1981. And the large bay is full of interesting natural landmarks, like James Bond Island, a sea stack made of limestone that rises straight out of the Andaman Sea. Bryce Canyon, Utah, USA. Bryce Canyon is a wonderful place to visit because it has the most hoodoos of any place on Earth. On the appropriately named Grand Staircase, the red rocks and pink cliffs make a long list of top-notch views. The national park, which is on a high plateau, has more to offer than just beautiful scenery. Lake Natron, Tanzania. The beauty of Lake Natron is eerie. This place is on the map because of pictures of animals that have been turned to stone. It can reach a pH level of 10.5, which is high enough to burn skin. The deep red color of the lake, which is surrounded by tall hills, is a sign of bad things to come. White Desert, Egypt. The White Desert in Egypt is a strange place that should be on everyone's list. Forget about the famous pyramids. The White Desert is a treasure trove of natural wonders. The strange rock formations in the national park are just one example. The trip starts by going into the Black Desert, which is full of old lava rocks. That's it for today, guys. Be sure to hit the subscribe button to get the latest update about the fresh and interesting content we keep on posting. See you in the next one.